Hi everybody, it's Tammy with StampWithTammy.com. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I can't get my chair pulled up to the table. That's okay. Today we are going to make a Christmas card. Christmas in July, right? I don't know if you've seen the new July online exclusives, but there are some beautiful Christmas sets in there. Today we're going to use this pretty poinsettia. I do not know how to say poinsettia, but so don't make fun of me. And then it's a bundle, so it comes in with the dies. And these here are the impressions dies, so you can use them with the impressions plate and make really pretty 3D poinsettias. We're not using these today. I'm just teasing you with them. And we're going to use the Spotlight on Nature dies just for the circles. Okay, so again, just like last time, I got a card from a friend that I loved. Isn't this beautiful? This was made by my friend Carmen. She's also on my Nacho Average Stampers team. And she made this for me, and I just had to copy it. And she did put, decorate the back, but it's got a personal message, so you guys don't need to see that. So here is the one I made. Actually, let me show you the first one I made. This is the first one I made with the red on the front, and you open it up with a white here. I decided to switch that around for the one we're making today. I like the white better on here. Okay, so let's get started. Oh, and we're also using the Seasonal Cheer embossing folders. I don't know if you can see them. This one has the candy canes. That's what we're going to use today. And it does come as a set of 3. This one has little bats. It's so cute. And then this one is more fall with all the leaves. I hope you guys can see that. Okay, so let's get started. Excuse me. Card base, 5.5 by 8 1/4, and you're going to score at 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, and 5.5. Yeah, it goes this way. Okay, and we're going to cut that in a second. Then you're also going to need a piece of white that is 2.25 by, 2.5 by 5 1/4, and that's for the back of the card. And then we have one that's 2.25 by 5 1/4, and I embossed that with the candy canes. And let's see, we're going to need a piece of basic or real red, and that is 3.5 by 3.5. In order to cut your circle out. I didn't get all the little pieces out. Okay. And then a piece of basic white, 3.25 by 3.25, again, just for the circle die. You'll need a piece of real red, and this one is embossed with the candy canes as well. That's 3/4 inch by 5 1/4. And then a piece of the stitched, I think it's stitched stocking. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. I'll put it in the comments. DSP, it's got the stitching for the stitched Christmas bundle, but it's got this really pretty candy canes, and I love candy canes. So, and then we're also going to use, if I can find them, the real red and white peppermints. I think they coordinate well with the candy cane. Okay, so let's get started. I think I got all the measurements, but don't worry, I'll put a PDF on my blog and you can download that and it'll have all the measurements. Okay, so I always look at my original card. Nope. Okay, so this one, I think, no, I cut it. Okay, sorry, got a little confused there. So we're going to pull out our cutter, and we are going to cut, we're going to line it up at the top, and we're going to cut from this line right here to this line. Okay, and we're going to cut at 1 inch. This is what's going to make the little pop-out squares. And I don't know if you can see, but I'm just going to line up this little edge. There's a line here with the score line, and then just cut. You're going to want a fairly sharp blade on your cutter. And then we're going to move over to 1.5 inches and go up like that. And then 2.5 inches. And we're just cutting from one to the other. And then 3 inches. So it's kind of a pattern, 1 inch, 1/2 inch, 1 inch. And then let's see, after 3, it'll be 4 inches. And then 4.5. Okay. And then this folds. Let me get a bone folder. And then this one folds. I'm going to fold it both ways. Well, fold it in, and then these need to go back. The little 1/2 inch ones go to the back. Gosh, this was a lot easier the first and second time I did it. Okay, so go ahead and burnish all your folds before you try and fold it up. Okay, and then I'm just gonna... So there you have your card. Okay, and now we just have to put it all together. So we're going to glue this. Oh, here, let's go ahead and stamp first. We're going to stamp on the back piece, and we're using Real Red ink. That's it today, just Real Red. I'm going to stamp my saying. It says most wonderful time of the year. Isn't it though? And then I'm going to use this little bitty little flower, little baby poinsettias. And I'm just going to stamp them across the top and the bottom. Okay. And then I'm going to stamp on my white piece. When you're dealing with circles, it's okay to cut first and then stamp, because as long as you get it on the circle, you can turn the circle around until it's straight. Now, I did get some ink on the corner, so be sure you don't rock if you do that. Okay, there you go. Stamping is done. Oh, I know what I forgot. You do need 8 baby pieces of DSP. And they are 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So I'm going to open up my card again, and we're just going to glue these little pieces on to the little squares. If you had like a definite pattern to your paper, you could line these up so that they match. But this is just a scattering of candy canes, so I'm sorry, this is going to be a longer card just because of all the gluing. You guys will be professional gluers when I'm done with you, aren't you? I wanted to do this one at my Christmas card class in a couple of weeks, but it was just too much cutting. Okay, now my embossed piece of basic white goes on the front panel. So I'm going to put that there. I love white on white. It looks so pretty, especially when you have, you know, the embossed piece. And then this is my Real Red embossed piece, and it's going to go here on the inside. And then my designer series paper. Goes on the inside back panel. like that. And then you'll see when you close it, I am not having good luck with this folding thing today. So my back piece is going to go right here. And again, just gluing it down. This is where you'll write, so you don't really want to pop it up on dimensionals. Unless you write first. Okay. So that's all done. Now let's put together our thing. So we're going to place, let me grab my dimensionals, the white piece on the red piece using, my glue is a little clogged. So if you ever have this and your glue gets clogged, just use a pen. I'm just going to leave it in there for now. Anyway, I'm going to pop up the sentiment piece, the basic white circle, on dimensionals. Okay, and then that's just going to go on the center of the real red. Now this piece you're going to want to glue right here, but you only want to glue on half of it. So I just lay it here, flip it. So you want to go ahead and flip it this way, not side to side, or you'll not do it right. And then I'm just going to add some glue. And I also like this sentiment because it doesn't really have to be straight up and down. Okay, and then I'm just going to hold that there for a second. And with my free hand, I'm going to pull out my peppermints. And we'll just add 1 or 2 on here. Use 1 of each size. Okay, there you have the card. So other than folding it, it's a pretty easy card. I just had a little issues with the folding today. And then there's the back. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed and you're brave enough to do so, please do so. I would love to have you as a subscriber. And the PDF will be on my blog, www.stampwithtammy.com. And you guys have a great day. I'll see you in a little bit. Bye.